What it do? We back again. The Grounded Show. I don't know what episode we on. This last couple weeks been a whirlwind, but what it do? We back with the boy Quincy, Jamal, Lester Sanchez, and Joe Fernese.
Yes, sir.
How y'all been, man? This is. I've noticed online that this has become notoriously the week of like people officially getting back to like the swing of things. You know what I mean? With
basically
like Christmas, New Year's, even like Thanksgiving before that, people already start catching the senioritis in Thanksgiving. So it's like this is like the first real week of the year, even though New Year's was last week.
Yep, back to normalcy.
Yeah, man. Not gonna lie, man. It's been welcome for me, man, and my fam, bro, because we lost our family dog over the holiday break, so it was super tough. So today I took my son to his basketball evaluations. He's starting a new season again. My daughter just got news that she's going to be the lead in her play at her school. They just went back to school today, and it's like everything's like on the up and up. So I'm super happy for them, man, because it was a rough morning today for sure. It's been a rough couple weeks, like I said, and I'm just glad to start getting everything kind of back together and be able to kind of look forward again,
Yeah. Some to get their minds into something else.
Yeah, man, for sure. It's bruh, we talked about it last week, and I'm not gonna get too deep on it today, but bro, and then thank you to everybody that reached out to me too, because that really opened my eyes to like how impactful it is to lose a dog, just hearing everybody's stories and just seeing how like they taking the time to hit me up and everything. It's just definitely eye-opening and makes me feel better about how I feel, and understanding that I'm not like doing too much with how I feel, you know what I mean?
Not at all.
Mm-hmm. So it's definitely been a huge help, But yeah, man, last night, man, that Monday Night Raw on Netflix, they just made the switch. First time Raw is not on like traditional TV. It's going to be on Netflix, which is like a catch-22 because you're not on traditional TV, but at the same time, you're on Netflix. That's international. So many more people have Netflix than cable. There's a big difference between $10 for Netflix and $50 to $60 a month for even the most basic cable package,
Facts. It was smart for both parties, for sure.
Yeah, definitely feel like they saw the signs, because even something that's happening now with the NBA, not so much the NFL, but ratings decline. People are not just gonna sit around and watch something for 3 hours no more, bro. Like back in the day, there wasn't that much stuff to do. There wasn't that many channels. There was no internet, YouTube, all that stuff. So it was like whatever was on TV was what you was watching in your house. You had no other choice unless you had your own, video cassettes or DVDs or whatever. So before, obviously, you're going to have 8-10 million people gather around the TV on a Monday night to watch Raw because it's something different. There's not a lot of options. So you're going to tap in. Now, as things have been progressing and just so many things for people to watch and consume, nobody's going to sit around and watch wrestling like that, especially a casual fan. But somebody might be scrolling through their Netflix and remember they used to watch wrestling, see a little snippet of an old wrestler they remember, John Cena or something. Oh, let me check this out. You know what I mean? It was definitely a dope move. Love how they kind of updated the presentation. It just had definitely a bigger feel. It felt more like in a funny way, it kind of felt to me like a DAZN pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like they used the same cameras, and I don't know, but it just felt like kind of like the same as like the Jake Paul fight, that kind of feel and that kind of look to it. It kind of gave me the Jake Paul Mike Tyson one I'm talking about, but it kind of gave me that same kind of vibe.
Yeah, well, same production, but I also thought those events gave me a WWE kind of broadcasting vibe.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like it kind of goes back even like super far to like the XFL and Vince McMahon introducing certain camera techniques and different angles and camera styles to sports that the NFL adopted and the NBA adopted. You know what I'm saying? So kind of goes like back and forth. But it's funny you said that, because it really is kind of something that they kind of originated, and it's like now with the different production value, it feels different, and they obviously did different things, but it's it's still kind of like the WWE presentation,
Yeah, I did not expect so many ads though. There were a lot of ads, a lot of WWE ads, but just ads in general. But they're a little more strategic about it because they're not forced to fit in a certain time frame. So like they prepare for the ads, they let the wrestlers walk out, then they ran some ads, and they started the match, as opposed to dropping an ad right before some crazy shit happens outside of the ring or something. But I did not expect that. I will say that.
Yeah, I know you weren't able to catch it, Quincy. Yesterday was your wife's birthday. Happy birthday to her.
Shout out to Robin.
I know y'all had a good time.
Yeah.
And even I would like to get your perspective, even if you didn't watch it, even if you didn't catch none of it, just kind of like the hype you heard behind it, your interest level. If you heard anybody else talk about it, did you see it on your social feed? You know what I'm saying? Like even as somebody that didn't tap in.
Yeah, I saw it a lot. Shout out to SportsCenter. They covered a lot of, more than normal or more than usual, of, kind of what happened last night on social media and stuff like that. Cause, wrestling gets covered, but not like it was yesterday. I feel like they showed a lot of clips of just that experience. So even though I only got to catch like a little peek of it, I did get a decent amount through social media. And one of the things I did see was that, Triple H basically saying that, the episodes aren't going to be, predicted time of 3 hours every time now because of the Netflix, not rules, but basically because of they're with Netflix, the flexibility. Exactly. It can be 40 minutes. It could be 4 hours, but it just depends on what story they're trying to tell that day. And I'm like, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, I actually did hear that clip, and he kind of mentioned, I believe he mentioned The Sopranos maybe, but he was just mentioning shows like that, shows on streaming or on like a service like HBO or whatever. You can watch it. It could be 40 minutes one week, maybe the next week 55. You know what I mean? Like it just depends on what you need to tell that story.
Exactly.
So, yeah, definitely seen that. I thought that was interesting. I liked how, bruh, the crazy part to me that was like, yo, for sure, this is new. This is a new era for them. When Travis Scott came out with Jey Uso smoking a big joint, dog.
Yeah.
And
that was.
He wasn't just holding it with the smoke coming out. He was taking big clouds, like just vibing, like, they coming down the ramp. He came to the ring with it, bro. Like it was crazy, dog. It was crazy. That was like for real, like it gave me that like attitude era vibe, but like this is a cool show to be at. You know what I mean? Like it would have been cool to be there. It would have been cool to feel that energy. What they doing is like not so corny like they always was doing before. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I saw real quick on that part. I saw it was like a month. I saw a clip a month ago. Triple H was at a Travis Scott concert on stage with him. So Travis Scott had brought him out, and Travis Scott had the belt on him. He's like, because he has a hardcore champ belt. And he's like, when can I actually debut this? And then that's when Triple H announced, he's like, January 6th, Monday Night Raw on Netflix. And so this was set up for a minute. And it was when he was performing Fiend too. And that's the song he came out to. So it's dope. Like they're playing both sides of it, not just rappers in wrestling, also wrestling in rap.
Yeah.
Yo, and low key too, shout out to Travis Scott, bro. He's still doing these brand and partnership deals on a major level. Bro, it's been like maybe 6, 7 years or so since he really started tapping into that. He did collabs with McDonald's, PlayStation, Nike,
college football.
He did I think he did like a collab with a tennis player one time, like a merch line or something. I mean,
he had his own seltzers.
Yeah, I mean, he's all over the place in the best way possible. Bro, I would love to see him in like a long form interview, just talking to like a credible journalist or somebody in music that's respected, just to kind of get into, or like a Rick Rubin or something, where you really get to see like, where are these ideas coming from for what you guys are doing, the inspiration behind the looks, the vibes, all that stuff. Because the dude is like a never ending, I don't know if it's his team, him, whatever. I know, I'm pretty sure it's probably a mix of both, but it's like a never ending stream of just like dope ideas, new innovative ways to kind of do the stuff that everybody else is doing, but just in a way that stands out. And it's really something that I was just seeing yesterday. Like, bro, he's out here in WWE. And he's not looking corny like a lot of people look when they do things like that. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times you get somebody in that setting They kind of look out of place. Maybe they get convinced to like get on the mic when it's not their strong suit. But you could tell he knows what his brand is. He knows what he's on. He went out and did what he did according to what makes sense for his brand and what he's doing. And I think it just worked out super dope. I love the main event. You know, CM Punk first match on Raw since 2011. He's only been back in the WWE for like a year or so, but he hasn't wrestled on Raw. He's just kind of made appearances and stuff. So it was dope to see that. I mean, it's crazy to think about when he left in, I think it was 2014, bro. Like just the fallout from that and him smearing WWE's name all over the place to anybody that would listen. Just the journey that it took to get here. Like if you would have told me in 2014, hey man, 10 years from now, Raw's going to be on Netflix, debuting at the beginning of the year, and CM Punk is going to be in the main event, I would have been like, there's no way, bro. But it's like the thing in wrestling, dog. Something that even John Cena touched on when he was on the show yesterday. Like a thing in wrestling is you never say never. Yeah. At first he's like, there's no chance that I'm going to be able to win my record 17 championship this year because he's going on his retirement tour last year wrestling. And then he kind of corrected himself. He's like, hold on, man, this is wrestling. We got a rule around here. You never say never. So that was definitely dope seeing him and just kind of interested in seeing how this year plays out for him as far as like his swan song. You know what I mean?
I like that because they don't, when it's an official retirement, they don't really do that because everybody comes back. Look how many times Taker came back. You know what I'm saying? The Rock came back. So if John Cena is serious about this retirement, give him his farewell tour and let everybody enjoy that.
I think he kind of gave himself a little out there though, because he kind of said like this is going to be his last full-time year as a wrestler. You know what I mean? So we could definitely see him here and there. I feel like, especially him, that wrestling is so in his blood. You know what I mean?
Hey, he said something crazy like he hasn't won in 27 matches or something.
Bro, 2,000 something days it's been since he won his last match. Because you got to think about it like this too. He's doing a lot of stuff in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Peacemaker show, the stuff with DC, the movies that he's done. So he's only in wrestling like maybe a month out of the year, like the last few years. You know what I'm saying? So imagine, bro, he's just coming back, doing a quick little thing. And if you're not going to be there, they're not going to put him in a championship match and he's not going to win. You know what I'm saying? He's not just going to win and leave. You know what I'm saying? So like they just been using him a certain way. And now it's like, okay, now we're actually going to get the John Cena that we remember. Let's see what they actually do. I kind of wanted him to wrestle yesterday, even if it was just a quick match with a bum. You know what I'm saying? Somebody come down and interrupt him and he just hit him with a couple moves and, you know, we see him back in the ring. But that's something I do miss from back in the day, dog. Like they would just bring a jabroni out there. Yeah, bro. They would make him look so square. They would give him the worst name. You know what I'm saying? It's like you knew this guy had no chance, bro.
Who, Spike Dudley?
Bro, Spike Dudley.
Timothy Green.
Spike Dudley used to he'll like take a whooping. Like that's really like I feel like if you could name a few like wrestlers that really like got beat up and just kept going, Spike Dudley, Shane McMahon, you know what I mean?
Dog, I felt like Spike Dudley's mom when I watched him wrestle, dog. Every time I see Spike Dudley get tossed on the back of his head, bro, I'm like, oh dear. Oh goodness. I could not believe it, bro. This guy was just taking hits. Like I remember one time Brock Lesnar like power bombed him a few times in the middle of the ring. And he like didn't let him go. Like he power bombed him, picked his ass back up, power dog. The way this dude was hitting the mat, bro, ain't no way his like mental capacity is the same today as it was the day before he got slammed on his head by Brock Lesnar, dog. Because he was getting pounded against the mat. Yo, he looked like, you know, that little paddle with the ball at the end of it when we was little kids. That's what he looked like against the bottom of the ring. Just bam, bam, bam. It was crazy, bro. Yo, something I wanted to talk about from that too that I found hilarious, bro. Hulk Hogan's reaction, dog.
Yeah, they booed the shit out of him.
So, you know,
I heard about
this
that.
Hulk Hogan thing goes back, bro. He was everybody's guy. He had the Hogan Knows Best show, that famous clip of him in the car right into that Jeezy when it dropped. I love it. He ran it back like 80 times. Y'all ever seen that clip, bro?
Yeah.
Bro, Hulk Hogan in a yellow whip. I forgot what it was, like a pickup truck. He got that Young Jeezy. As soon as it dropped, bro, he heard I Love It, and he was enamored by it so much he just kept replaying it. It was like a reality show back in the day, and it was his show. He just replayed.
Yeah, I used to watch that shit
singing along. Yeah, I used to watch it too. Singing along, all hype and everything. Fast forward to the Gawker lawsuit, which is basically like a leaked sex tape and some phone calls and stuff that happened.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
Yeah, some radio host that he was cool with. A whole big thing. But basically what happened there is a phone call leak where he was saying the N-word on the call. Like he was specifically talking about his daughter and like he didn't want her hanging out with black people and this and that. Like, and everybody obviously, bro, we heartbroken. Like, dog, you're Hulk Hogan, bro. You come out. I'm a real American. You was the man of the people. You was everybody's hero. You know what I'm saying? And you, come on, man. So everybody soured on him there, rightfully so. He kind of tried to make a little comeback after that. You know, there was a little time period there where they was rocking with him, like WWE. They kind of let it slide, you know, the audience, you know, because at the end of the day, the audience is going to tell you. Anybody else can't tell you how to feel about the dude. And in WWE, that's the beautiful part. When a person comes out, people going to react. They're either going to cheer, boo, or if they not saying nothing, that's even worse. But he started getting cheers, you know, maybe 10 years or so ago. Like he kind of came back and he was cool. Everything was cool. But then he started endorsing Trump heavy, like to the point where he's doing wrestling promos at Trump rallies. And it's like, bruh.
They don't fuck with him. And I wonder if that Vince McMahon special played any part of it.
I don't think so. I think it was the Trump thing, bro, because that was all over the place, bro.
No, and just like, you know, just added a little fucking fuel to the fire.
Oh, yeah, a little razzle dazzle to it.
But what part about Vince McMahon? I'm forgetting.
About that he backstabbed Vince McMahon for the WCW shit.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Even though he had his back in the courtroom, he still did him grimy with the WCW.
There was a few stories in there about Hogan kind of like switching sides and stuff.
Yeah. And that's why Vince McMahon said he'd never forgive him.
Yeah.
But yeah, dog. The Hogan thing was funny, man. Just seeing him come out like that and just seeing everybody just, dog. You could tell he cut it short, bro. I'm pretty sure they told him before. Triple H was probably back there like, look, bro, we gonna bring you out there, but I'm pretty sure these people gonna boo you, dog. If they start booing you, cut it short and get your ass out of there. So that's exactly what it seemed like, bro. He spit out his little sentence like Twister, dog. He was in there like ripped the shirt and then just turned around. The shirt wasn't even off his body yet, bro. It was hanging off his ass, and he just went. You could tell he was tight, dog. But it's funny because like I heard on a show today, the Masked Man show, they were talking about the thing with Hogan specifically is like he brought his wrestling side directly into the political thing and endorsed Trump in a way where it's like you can't blur the line. Like you can't. Like I mean, now you can't blur the line. Like the line is too blurred because you're doing it as Hulk Hogan. You're not doing it as Terry Bollea, the American citizen. Right. You doing it as Hulk Hogan, and you're coming out saying I'm Hulk Hogan. Yeah. Like that was the difference between him and Undertaker. Like Undertaker came out and everybody was rocking with him. Undertaker did a promo for Trump. You know what I'm saying? He did a little video for Trump, and he came out in support of Trump very vocally. You know what I'm saying? But he did it in a way where it wasn't like, you know, he just stated it like it's his political affiliation, his opinion, kind of kept it moving. The endorsement was kind of like some little tongue-in-cheek little joke that he made. Him and Kane, they was in, that was funny to see too, dog. Donald Trump in the middle, Kane on one side and Undertaker on the other side. And they're endorsing him for president, dog. That's another thing. 10 years ago, I would have told you that. You would have been like, shut your ass up.
Kane became a politician himself.
Yeah, he's the mayor of Knoxville,
some
Tennessee,
shit like
I believe,
that,
like that. Or Knox County, the mayor of a county, I think he is actually. But yeah, bro, and he's been in that position for a long time, bro. Like he's been super locked in. I always used to hear that him and Daniel Bryan used to have a lot of like backstage political arguments, like very civil, like because they were friends. But you know, obviously Kane's Republican, Daniel Bryan was Democrat, and they just used to go back and forth. And it's funny because they used to wrestle each other in the main event a lot of times too. They were a tag team. They wrestled each other in the main event. So I could just imagine like them just like, that's the funny thing about wrestling, bro. Like y'all out there killing each other and you go in the back, y'all best friends, y'all talk about political subjects. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so funny, man.
Nah, that is a crazy side of wrestling that you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, bro. That's something that I like more than wrestling itself. Like just hearing the stories and like the podcast and hearing the wrestlers talk about like the making of these situations and matches and stuff like that. Even Triple H talking about it in the lead up to this. Like he's like, when we're thinking about WrestleMania, we got plan A, B, C, D, E, F, and they're all solid plans. And then there's always something that happens that we didn't expect, that we have to shuffle things around, come up with a different story. Like it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? It's a very complicated thing. And just the fact that you're so reliant on people's participation and the way they react to certain characters and stuff, you know how hard it is to predict how people will take certain things. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So for them to be able to be that tapped into their fan base, bro, like that's something that a lot of
that's a good thing that Triple H is doing right now.
That's something they talk about with WWE too. Like they might not have as many fans as other platforms or whatever, or leagues, whatever you want to say, brand. They might not have as many fans, but their fans spend more money than other fans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because a WWE fan will be a regular guy working a low to middle class job. And this dude will travel across country to go to WrestleMania, bro.
Yep.
Fans of
wrestling would treat WrestleMania like going to Disney. Like,
yeah, exactly, cool, bro.
I'm
a huge Spurs fan, bro. Yeah. But I've never actually said, "Yo, I'm gonna go to San Antonio to watch a Spurs game."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm a Spurs fan more than I'm a wrestling fan. But I've gone to more wrestling stuff than I have basketball stuff.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Just because like the way they got it set up. And the whole, like, just the experience as a fan, it's like so different than anything else. And that's why so many people are willing to do it and like spend their money on it and stuff, you know?
It was dope though. I'm going to keep watching on Mondays. It got me. It got me as a fan.
And even if you don't watch it on Monday,
it's still there.
You chilling during the week or whatever, throw it on. Fast forward through the wax stuff. You know what I mean?
They have all the old ones up there already still.
Yeah. And they said that the episode is going to be available immediately as soon as it drops.
That's fire.
So that's another thing that's dope too. Like you missed it, you can just, you got a late shift or whatever the case is, you tap in the next morning, that night later, however you want to do it.
Hell yeah. Watch that John doing work.
Facts. But yeah, man, speaking of doing work, we're going to talk about this Liangelo Ball, dog. Gelo. Yo, man. It's so funny how like, and that's another thing about like not knowing how people are going to react, right? Like the way they were spreading this song. So let me backtrack a little bit. Liangelo Ball, player for the Chicago Bulls. LaMelo Ball, player for the Hornets, the Charlotte Hornets. Two guys in the NBA, brothers. There's a third brother. He's in the G League right now, developmental league. He's playing for the Hornets developmental team. But he's the oldest one. So, he's either the oldest or the middle. He's the only one that didn't really make it to the league. He kind of like finding his place as far as like, just like the outward appearance of the family. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously we don't know what's going on with them realistically, but from outside looking in, it looks like he's kind of trying to find his place.
He can ball.
Right.
I mean, he can ball though. He's not he's not nice. I'm not going to pretend like he's nice. I'm not going to pretend like, dang, he should be on a roster. You know what I mean? Like, but I feel like if you put him in that 12 to 9 spot on your bench, it wouldn't be like, you wouldn't be hurt because of it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe with that right experience, he could be a nice little contributor at the end of the bench. Yep. But anyway.
Better than Bronny?
From what I've seen, for sure. I mean, the boy could score, bro. He's scoring in the G League. Like you could tell, like it's just the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just like he can only really score, and he's just not that good of a scorer where they're gonna be like, all right, bro, we're gonna overlook all this other stuff. You know. So he drops a song. He previews it on a stream with a streamer. Like he plays it in the car. Oh, this is my new song, whatever. So people ran with it as like trying to clown him, right? They said it sounded like some songs from like Madden 06 or like NBA Live or something. Like they put like the song to like the backtrack of like the And1 mixtape videos, dudes with the little hot sauce moves, and you hear the Liangelo Ball in the song. I might swerve on that bruh. But it's so funny because it kind of like backfired for the people that was trying to clown him, because bro, the song went crazy. It was like one of the top songs on Spotify for a few days. The streams went crazy, and people are actually like, yo, this song is dope. You know, it's like they checked it out to make fun of it. And now they're realizing like, oh, it just got like an old school kind of sound. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like old school in the sense of like, it's true to the essence of like that 2000s type hip hop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like he's really tapping into that sound and vibe. Like some No Limit shit. No Limit, Dirty ENT, Disturbing the Peace. Like it just gives me that nice, like late, not even more 2000s, but like that 2000s down south,
just southern hip hop.
You know what I'm saying? Like just, but the good shit. You know what I'm saying? Not just southern hip hop, but like, bro, this, if he would have dropped this song
2005, this shit would have been
what? He would have been.
But hey, I'll say this: it's trending #1 on YouTube right now for music.
Yeah, bro, and which was what I was gonna tell y'all. They dropped the lineup for Rolling Loud in California, and he's on the lineup. Yeah. Damn, he's performing at Rolling Loud just like that. Yeah,
that's crazy.
It was working out for him, bro. And another thing that I wanted to talk about with that Rolling Loud lineup is they're doing 2 days, which usually they do 3 days. And a lot of people have been talking about that lineup is trash, bro. Like saying that it would have been a good lineup, like, 7 years ago. Like who listens to these people? Like I think it's like ASAP Rocky one night. Highlighting. I mean, as a headliner, and then the other night is Playboy Cardi. And then like the big sell that they're doing is like the first time Peso Pluma is gonna be there, which is for LA. I mean, I think it's in LA, but either way, California definitely makes sense. A lot of Mexicans out there. Peso Pluma is going crazy, especially in the Spanish culture. Yeah, it makes sense. But if you look at the lineup, bro, if it was around me and I had the opportunity to go, I wouldn't go. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't look like anything that I'll be like, all right, it's like one of those things that, no lie, like I'm not even just trying to G it for the show or whatever. If somebody would tell me like, yo, I got tickets to go for free, unless I'm getting backstage or something, I wouldn't go for free, bro.
You gonna pull up?
Yeah, I would only pull up if it's like, if you tell me I can go for free and, we can hang out, in the back and everything, chill with the artists and stuff. That's something different. But just to go, I would respectfully decline. Because that's definitely not the one, bro.
Yeah, I didn't like the lineup. It wasn't enticing. I don't know. It's something about artists not being crazy about festivals anymore for some reason.
I think a big part of that was just, especially with Rolling Loud, they got a really bad reputation because, bruh, for some reason, their shows specifically, the cops was pulling up and arresting people, bro.
Yep.
And it's like, it even got to the point where people was saying, like, there was like rumors going around, or maybe just people accusing, like saying that the Rolling Loud team is working with the police, like to coordinate these arrests and stuff. Like, because obviously, if they're looking for an artist or they have some kind of thing going on, the artist is headline for a show. That's an easy way to know where they're going to be at. You know what I'm saying? It's not a question. They're going to be at this place at this time on this day. It's a
setup.
Yeah, exactly. So it might be a mix of that. Another thing, I know Rolling Loud has gotten like a bad backlash of like not really being for the culture of hip hop. Just really exploiting everything. And just with the rise of like other festivals that I've seen that have had better turnouts and better lineups and stuff, it might just be getting to that point where the Rolling Loud thing is like running its course. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I never, I mean, I've gone once, I think with you, Les. I may have gone twice, but I'm pretty sure it was once. I've never really was a fan of Rolling Loud from the standpoint of like, they give you way too many options and you always miss something. You got to sacrifice something.
Yeah, you always got to sacrifice something.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And
it's like one stage, pick between stages.
Yeah, and I always hated that, Like,
I will say the year that we went though was a crazy lineup, bro.
Oh yeah,
I've seen so many fire artists, bro.
Yeah.
Like it didn't even make no sense, bro. And just like performing, like, and it was like that perfect year. So we either went 2018, 2019, something like that. And it was just like that era of that music, bro. It was like perfect, bro.
Yeah, no, that was dope.
It's funny because I just seen the hat the other day, the Travis Scott hat from that Rolling Loud, like the like Travis Scott, Astro World.
You copped it from there?
Yeah, Carnival. No, what did it say? Festival Run or something like that. It was like exclusive to that. Because the one on his tour was like a black hat with like white and red writing on it, and the one from the festival tour was a brown hat with like a red, like a pinkish kind. It is a super dope hat. I was a big fan of that early Travis Scott merch, like up until like maybe 2019, 2020 or something like that. It was just, he had a lot of dope stuff, and it was really like the designs were real innovative, I feel like, for that time.
Yeah, he has a good design. I like it. He's innovative with his shit for sure.
He has a cool way of making stuff like artistic but still looking clean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it could be on some like super artistic, colorful vibe, but like you could rock it and like still look clean when you go out. That's another thing Future does too. Future will drop merch for albums sometimes, and like some of the merch be super dope, and it'd be like super artistic, and I'll be tapping in Free Bands, I think is what the merch company is called.
Makes sense.
But yeah, man, that to kind of wrap up that Liangelo Ball thing, it's dope to kind of see him like kind of getting his just due in another way. You know what I'm saying? Especially with like how down like the public has been on him with the situation. Like, bro, imagine the pressure of both your brothers going to the NBA, dog. Like, bro, like that's like impossible, bro. Like impossible expectations to live up to. Even like the fact that you got two sons in the NBA, like, is crazy, bro. You know, he's been in the G League. I don't think he's ever played like in a real NBA game. I don't think he's ever been like rostered. But
I thought he was on the Hornets. I might be tripping.
He's had like a few stints in the G League with the Hornets. I haven't looked it up, so I'm not sure. I don't think he's had.
He was on the Pistons in 2020 for a little bit.
Like on the main roster?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I don't remember that. I kind of do remember him in the Pistons jersey though. But yeah, man, it's dope to kind of see him like finding a different lane, and the sound is dope, bro. I seen Lonzo was previewing another new song. You know, same kind of like vibes, but another dope song too. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people like on TikTok is kind of saying like trying to like kind of say that Liangelo's kind of like palate cleansing hip hop for the new year. You know what I mean? Like kind of like, I feel like just in general too, like that whole 2017-ish wave of hip hop, you know, the lean drinking, drug addict rappers, you know what I'm saying? I think that whole vibe is just kind of like going out the window. Yeah. And hopefully this is like part of that switch, you know what I mean?
Yeah, facts. I will say, man, to wrap it up though, Lil Baby's album was trash.
Bruh, yo, I'm glad you said it, because I forgot. I was gonna bring it up. I thought about it early in the week. I'm like, yo, we gotta talk about that Lil Baby, dog. Yo, everybody was saying he, even though I know Gunna didn't ghostwrite for him. Oh, if he did, whatever, but I don't think he did. But everybody was like, dang, he need Gunna back as his ghostwriter, dog.
No, he need him back, bro, because this ain't it,
bro. And what it is, I think what it is more than anything is like Gunna being around.
Yeah, that creative.
He's so musical, and he's probably even telling Lil Baby like, yo, get on this beat. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you should hit it like with this kind of flow. Like, even if he's not literally doing the work, like just having that right ear is probably the thing that's, you know what I'm saying? Like the thing that he had before that, dog, that album, doo-doo, it got like zero reaction, bro.
It's crazy. Liangelo Ball's song is getting more reaction.
Yeah, just with one song, bro. Yeah, just with one song, and it kind of goes like you said. It goes back to that thing of like that sound is just going out the window, bro. Like you got to come with something a little more creative now. That formula's dead.
Yep.
That Lil Baby wave might be done. To be honest, I just can't imagine unless he like just ditches the auto tune or something and just starts flowing. I don't really see how he can really like bounce back for my ear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. As we start to wind things down, man, we have been talking behind the scenes a little bit before. Well, we hadn't been talking. Quincy let us know that, you know, he was looking to maybe make some changes, but he was still like trying to figure it out and stuff. But this week he confirmed it that he's going to step back from the pod, and I'm just going to kind of let him take it away before like we get our thoughts in. I want to let you, you know, have time to speak on your own.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, I mean, basically, you know, not to go too deep, pause.
There you go.
You know, I could address it like this. You know, we've basically been at this for, man, 2.5 years now. And as you mentioned, Les, I don't even know what episode we're on right now. All I know is we're in the hundreds. All in all, we've taken no breaks at all for 2.5 years. Nevertheless, as I mentioned in my last episode, I just been, you know, kind of locked in on some other things for myself individually. And I, you know, never wanted this show to come to a thing to check off the to-do list. And, you know, I rather than slowing y'all up, you know, I basically just decided to bow out gracefully.
Word. Yeah. So, my main thing when I heard that you were thinking about it, and then when you confirmed it that I wanted to talk about, is like, I don't want you to lose that creative thing in your life. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I was asking you before too. Like, you still planning on dropping some new music and stuff? Because I wouldn't want you to turn that part of your brain off. You know what I mean?
That's real.
Because that's what this show is tapping into. You know what I mean? Like, that part of your brain, it's taking you out of like a certain mind that you're in. Like during your week, it's putting you like kind of like in a different mind state just for the things you're talking about, things you're thinking about. Like I said, just tapping into that creative vein. And like a big thing that has always been the theme of the show is staying tapped into that. You know what I'm saying? Like, not letting yourself become just like a person that kind of slips into the gray of life. You know what I mean? And just kind of floats along like that. So the main thing, and needless to say, we homies regardless. So this show is that it's not gonna make no difference. We was cool for years before we even had a show. We're gonna be cool for years after the show. So that's not even a thing. But my main thing was like, dang, so if you're not gonna be on here, I'll still like will want you to like carry the spirit of the show with you, of just like, you know, just still being like, still chasing that part of your brain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
and I know you've been talking in general about dropping some new music and kind of getting that feeling back and everything. So definitely like I would want to have you back on as a guest, you know, whenever you're, you know, a little into that journey, you know, maybe, you know, tell us later on like how you got yourself back rolling into that mindset, how things are going with like how you've been, like you said last week, changing your habits, focusing on different things and stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of just all I wanted to say with it. I'm not even going to say no kind of like goodbye or nothing like that, because I'm still going to talk to you later today, probably, and tomorrow. So there's not even no point in that.
Right. For sure. Yeah. And I mean, again, you know, it all comes down to, you know, kind of what I got going on individually. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to slow up what's going on here, but I, you know, for me, I think stepping away, focusing on those things probably would be the best thing for me at this time.
Word. Joe?
I'm waiting. Yeah, it's just, you know, one less thing out of the 100 things that we do together. It's not going to change much. I will say, if you go on another podcast or start another podcast, I ain't banging with it.
Start the podcast beefs.
No, don't let me see you start a podcast and be a co-host of another podcast, and then we fighting.
If I see a stay tuned post in your story,
oh shit!
Stay tuned, big things coming. Oh boy!
Follow the new IG.
Follow the page, Big Nuts Pod. Like, nah, bro, fuck no.
Blocked. Block me back. Nah. It's
not in my AirPods.
Everything Quincy does is calculated and orchestrated in a certain fashion. This is no surprise, being how you've been talking about your goals and your readjustments in life and everything. There's no surprise. Completely understandable. Definitely no offense or nothing like that taken. Like I said, you guys started this and I jumped on. And now, me and Lester are going to just keep carrying it on and do what we got to do. But, you know, we got your support, and you know, you got our support no matter what. So it's all gravy.
For sure.
Yeah, man. You know, me and Joe are definitely gonna tap into more in-person stuff. You know, doing some stuff that's not in the podcast studio every time, you know what I mean? Like just give a different feel to the show just because we're local to each other, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's definitely gonna energize us to go in a new direction. Definitely understand your point of view on it, Quincy. And like I said, bro, I'm just more excited and looking forward to having you back on as a guest and hearing like all the dope stuff that you've been doing on top of the life, just regular life and professional stuff that you're focusing on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Most definitely.
Most
definitely. Hopefully sooner than later.
Nah, facts for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's only right that you get it in one last time. Hey, yo.
Hey, man. Even though I ain't gonna be here, you know I'm always gonna have to stay butter.